Donald Trump was on ABC News, and this is awesome because this is like the opposite, like, of the moment. Like, this is like I feel like this is, I don't know, because Trump probably never did this one way or another, but it almost seems like a husband who's philandering, and 6 months before, when it was like she's finally going to just walk out on his bum self, he's like, I will never, ever do that again. Baby, I love you. I'm sorry. And then 6 months later, he's like, just walked in at like 7 o'clock in the morning. He smells like perfume. And he's just like, hey, you my best shot. Fuck it. So here is Donald Trump on ABC News being asked about whether or not he lies.
Finally, you remember well in the campaign, you made a promise. You said, I will never lie to you. So can you tell me now, honestly, have you kept to that promise at all times? Have you always been truthful?
Well, I try. I mean, I do try. I think you try too. You say things about me that are not necessarily correct. I do try, and I always want to tell the truth. When I can, I tell the truth. I mean, sometimes it turns out to be where something happens that's different or there's a change, but I always like to be truthful.
Oh, what was that? King Salmon? Mohammed bin Salmon? Oh, something different happened?
Oh, something different happened. Ask King.
I guess I have to do some lies now.
Ask the King. But you know what? I think actually that's another clip that actually I have to say is pretty, that is part of why he's popular.
Yeah.
Because that's totally of our moment where people are so lie saturated. I think that they have gotten, I think that has a certain currency.
Yeah,
of like they especially
more than the George Washington never tell a lie, chop down the cherry tree type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's this clip, and granted it's in the UK, but we run parallel in some ways, and it's of Tony Blair in the late '90s, and he has on way too much makeup, and he's basically doing an interview, I think, with Paxman, and it's the first scandal since he's been prime minister, so he's still really popular. But it was the first thing that they had to deal with. I think it was a favor that they gave to a race car, a Formula One owner, where they gave him a special exemption to advertise cigarettes or something, and they got a massive campaign contribution. It seemed like just like basic quid pro quo. And Tony Blair looks at Jeremy Paxman, and he's like, look, I think people think I'm a real straightforward kind of guy. And like it worked. And I mean, now the guy is just universally reviled in the UK, and like maybe liar isn't the top word because like, evil or corrupt.
But the liar thing isn't his last name, so you do see that a lot.
Yeah,
like,
Blyer.
Blyer, yeah.
They call him Blyer. That's their slogan for him. So I think like there is, as part of that general fatigue, I think there, and also the way when he puts things like that are in human terms, like, well, I think we all try.
What, do you lie sometimes?
We're all human here.
Wow, look at Gandhi over here. I don't know about you, but I'm human. That is funny that the only time that he's not saying that he's like the best person in the face of the earth is when he's just admitting to like actual bad things. Like, I'm the best deal maker. I'm the best businessman. I'm the smartest. I mean, I don't know. We all lie. Well, can't claim perfection.
What is even the premise of asking that question?
Yeah.
Like, what does that reveal? What are you hoping to get out of that question?
Well, it's like you're almost hoping to get a rambling, funny answer that will be clipped on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's almost what because I mean, what else could you possibly expect from that? And I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks ABC News. That'll do decent.
Yeah, I remember John Carl when I was working.
We're all part of the same hypocrisy.
When I was working at my last job, we're still going at the beginning of the administration, and this was right after Sean Spicer lied about the inauguration numbers, and they had a big press conference about like what was going, like what is this obvious lie, and John Carl had the first question. He was like asked Sarah Sanders or Sean Spicer, he's like, "Are you going to be nice to us?" And I was just like, "What are you doing, guy?" I don't know.
That is a really weird, and
weird way to
question.
I don't know.
That's definitely how you should start with an adversarial, corrupt, lying, authoritarian regime out of the gate. You should be like, hey, you guys going to be polite and shit?
I mean, isn't the case that like previously journalists had some sort of like foreign correspondence experience? Have we like aged out of those guys yet?
I think so.
And so now we have just guys who were like...
It's like I woke up, I subscribed to the Mike Allen newsletter.
Yeah, like they
And
were,
and I watched The War Room on VHS in college. I'm just really excited to be here.
like they really read the Drudge Report a lot,
Yeah.
like 20 years
I
ago.
read the Drudge Report, and I'm just wondering, in light of that, this new plan to mass murder children at the border seems to be polling well in El Paso region in the 9th. But that could drive suburban moms out in Pennsylvania, and I'm just wondering what the administration's plan on that is.
Just the idea that you could hurt Trump by catching him in a lie or hypocrisy is fairly disproven at this point in time, I think.
Laughable and embarrassing.